I need to turn all my lights off too. Oh my god, dude, my internet is not like responding at all.
No good.
Well, my web browser. That's what it's called. It's not called internet.
How much money do you get off of advertisements?
What do you mean?
Like when an ad pops up on your stream, like do you get money for that?
Nope. Not at all.
That's whack.
Yep. It's just an inconvenience for everybody watching.
That's how Twitch makes their money though.
Sure.
Because they take all, you guys take like all the subscriber money, don't you?
Nope, 50%. If anybody subscribes, we make 50% of what somebody put into that. So like a $4, $5 sub. Hold on. A $5 sub is $2.50 to like us. And then we split that up, 50%, but we haven't gotten any, so. But the problem is you have to make at least $100 a month, because Twitch takes the first $100 from you per month, and then after that you make pure profit off of what they tell you.
Are you on Twitch yet?
I should be, yeah.
Oh, there it is.
So I have Twitch up
There
on
it is. And then I have Facebook up on my. I still have my old phone.
that. Yeet. I'm pulling it all up on my phone and my tablet and stuff.
Okay, I got both chats open.
Yeet.
Technology.
Multi. Okay. Multi-stream.
Ba-da-da-dum. Ba-da-da-dum.
Okay. That's all muted. Okay. Cooper, do you have the stream pulled up?
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
Okay. So what am I doing here? Internet?
Podcast.
I know, I was trying to think of the internet. I gotta get my Google Docs pulled up. And I gotta send this out to the Discord channels. That's what I was doing. Announcements.
Get your bread up, boy. Ross, do you stream too?
Sometimes I'm supposed to stream more, but sometimes I just really don't feel like it. Like, I know one of my friends is anxiously awaiting the continuation of my Skyrim stream. I just haven't been feeling it lately.
I get it, man. It's streaming can actually take a toll on you, man. It really can.
Well, I barely have time because I'm in 3 different D&D groups.
Jesus, chill, dude.
Yeah, I know. I sort of regret, but at the same time I don't, because like, I always have fun when I play. Then I just never have time for anything else.
How don't those matches take like 6 hours? Or I don't know.
Anywhere from 3 to 6, yeah. Like one group we usually start at 5, end at 10. Another group we start at 7:30, end at 11. And the other one is also from 7 to 11.
Bro, you gotta chill.
Yeah, alternating weekends.
Is it in person?
We try and do Zoom as much as we can. But if we, like, my buddy's basement is huge, so sometimes we'll do in person.
Why don't you flex on your buddy's basement a little more?
Dude, it's like tile, and it looks really nice too.
Oh.
Nah, keep going. I want to hear more.
He's got a mahogany table.
Mahogany.
Mahogany.
All right, we're about to start off with some White Claw. Actually, I've been drinking all day, so it's not a start. All right, are you guys ready?
I am ready.
Oh, yeah.
I'm freaking ready.
I'm pumped.
All right, I'm going to start this. Cooper, do not talk during the beginning because I start the intro music. 3, 2, 1. What the fuck? Hold on. Why did this not? Hold on. This is problematic.
I need pills for that.
Well, this is saying that this isn't going through.
That was so anticlimactic.
It seriously was.
You're all hyped up.
I'm genuinely well, you won't hear it at all. That's why I tell you to be quiet. Because you don't hear this thing going through whatsoever.
I unmuted the Twitch just for that.
What the hell, dude? Voice mod. Because what the heck, man? My thing isn't going through like anything.
It's weird.
Yeah, that's never happened. Try reconnecting to voice mod. Okay. Sounds good. Oh, I see why it didn't work. Hold on. Ah. Okay. We're good. I had to reconnect to Discord because, like, the other day when I, let's see, yesterday when I fixed all my setup up, like, it didn't reconnect to Discord. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. All right, we are live once again here on the Craved Gaming Podcast. Back at it again,
What?
another week. Here with my great, amazing, awesome, fantastic, good-looking co-host, Pie Flava. How's it going, Mr. Ross Boss?
It's going great, man. We back at it again on another Sunday night, ready to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Oh. And today is episode 10. We have hit double digits officially. Loving it. This is your weekly gaming podcast. Again, my name is Chase, also known as Crispy Claire on any social media out there. Joined again with my co-host Pie Flava over here, Mr. Ross Boss. You know, we're loving to start this podcast today. Absolutely super stoked, super excited. Because we're doing Mortal Kombat. A game everybody knows, everybody loves, everybody has played. The goriest, the most amazing, the craziest storyline, the whatever word you can think of that means good is out there. That's what kind of game this is. But, little twist to the story today. We are here with my brother, the most amazing, greatest, and awesome streamer and player of Mortal Kombat that either one of us know personally. So, the name is Cooper. also known as Get Your Bread Up Boy.
Yes, sir.
Say hi.
What's up, everybody? I'm
He-
here, and I'm ready to ramble on about everything Mortal Kombat. I've been waiting for this podcast since before he even did his first podcast, so I'm ready for this.
He has been. He asked me day one when I thought about starting this podcast, hey, you do Mortal Kombat? I have to be there. And I was like, you know what? Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how nervous are you?
Me?
Yeah.
Maybe like a 5, maybe.
Oh, you're nervous. I see it. I feel it.
I'm not too nervous.
Nervous. You don't know how to talk to your mic, to all the listeners out there, all the thousands of listeners listening to
Oh
you
my
about
God,
Mortal Kombat.
thousands, maybe
Just
even.
Thousands. Oh, look at that. He also has puppies, guys.
Oh, yep, I got pups.
with dogs.
All right. So we're here. We are talking about Mortal Kombat today. We're talking about the whole franchise because the whole franchise, we talked about this and we're just like, you know what? Most of these storylines are very, very similar. So why not just talk about all of them? Because it almost seems like it would be more of an unclear situation to all you listeners to actually figure out what's going on if we did, story by story because they're almost the same. So we talked about this today and we're just like, you know what? It almost makes sense to just do the whole franchise together. So we brought on Get Your Bread Up here because he plays this competitively. He's been in tournaments. He knows what's going on, at least on the multiplayer side, at least on that. The story is just more or less the same either way. But for starters, let's get into that. For starters, same thing as always. If you're not watching this live, come watch this live. We always do this live Sundays around 7:30 Central Standard Time, PM, of course. We do our best to make sure it gets out there. So Pacific Time, of course, it's 5:30. Us, it's 7:30. Rocky Mountain Time, 6:30. Eastern Time is 8:30. We try to make this as easy as everybody so we can actually get it out there as best as possible. Sundays works best for us. So we do it at 7:30 Central Standard Time every Sunday. Let me see. If you haven't rated us 5 stars yet on Apple Podcasts, go ahead and do that. Apple Podcasts is the only podcast app out there that actually lets you rate your podcast. If you are enjoying this, then please give us a 5 stars. And if you leave this 5 stars with a comment, we will actually read this out loud on the podcast live, which we're going to get into here in 1 second.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I actually enjoy reading these out loud because in these reviews, if you actually give us a game suggestion, we will buy that game and play it and rate it for you, and we will go over it for you just so all the listeners can actually understand what all of our other listeners play, and it helps a lot. It gets it out there. Makes it a little easier for everyone to be able to, maybe find a game that you enjoy and have never played.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, in the show notes, I will also post the Discord link. That is also a great place to actually send suggestions to us and talk amongst the community, help out everybody. Tell them what games you like, what games that you want to talk about. We have a bunch of voice channels and stuff to be able to play games together on. It's awesome. And last but not least, the thing that I have is also not only join the Discord or listen to this live, join the YouTube. The YouTube, it also this podcast also goes live on, it's not just Twitch, it's Facebook and YouTube live. I stream to all 3 at the same time, but then these VODs also go up on YouTube every single week so that you guys can listen to them and watch them afterwards if you want to. Anything else you have, Ross?
No. Just like, subscribe, follow, do all social media things that you usually do, but on our channel, and leave a review. Just don't even think about it. Just do it. Otherwise, my puppies will be sad if you don't. And you don't want sad puppies.
Nobody wants sad puppies.
You really want to upset this little guy?
Oh my God.
Look at him. Look at him. You want to upset this boy? For those that are missing,
So tiny.
for those that are missing this, you should be on Twitch. So that's your own fault.
I agree. And we also have, of course, everybody watching live, that's the best way to do this because you will hear me speak random comments in the chat. And I have a feeling like this person's name is their first and last name, so I won't dox you here. So I'll just say Brad says, "How good is the guest speaker at Mortal Kombat? Seems like an amateur."
Getting called out already.
That's
Getting
super
called
weird
out within
because
5
I
minutes. 7
I
minutes,
just
actually.
played him last weekend and he got absolutely obliterated with no shot.
Oh, so
Oh.
he's just
Oh.
he's an
No
amateur.
shot.
So
Yeah,
he's
and
putting
he had to
so
do-
much.
And he had to do 2 shots because he bet on it.
Oh.
She's
man.
trying to crawl behind.
Quiet,
I just want to
Brad.
tell you, Cooper, she's trying to crawl behind you, and she's not hiding at all. She's not hiding at all.
You're trying to crawl behind me and not hiding very well. Hey, you can walk around. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's weird that she's crawling behind you. It's
Yeah.
Joe does. Why do women do that? They think like, oh, I can't be on the camera. I gotta crawl.
oh, Brad says that he's better, but you know what, Brad? If you were better, Brad, you would be on here. So guess who's not on here? You're not on here. So you know what?
Dang.
You can 1, suck it, and 2, shut up, and 3, keep watching the pod, please.
Yeah, he's gonna stick
Please.
around now.
Anyways, moving forward. So the Apple Podcast, we do actually have a review this week. So yeah, I know, right? We can actually all thank what's his name, the Dorkfish. The Dorkfish. I appreciate you leaving this podcast review. 5-star podcast review. The name of the review is Great Podcast for Video Game Lovers. Thank you so much.
Love it.
And the content of the review says, great podcast. Anyone who enjoys video games and learning about games you may have never played, listened live for the first time for Dead Space 2 and 3 podcast, and honestly, I may pick these games up now. Y'all were asking about game recommendations for games to try out. I have 2. I would greatly recommend Alan Wake as a game neither of you two have tried yet. It starts out as a mystery and turns into survival horror, but one that you have talked about for a couple of minutes that I would love to hear an episode or 2 on would be Mass Effect. Can't wait to hear your opinion on Mass Effect 3. Dorkfish, for starters, thank you so much for writing the 5-star review. I really appreciate you putting that in there. 2, we are men of our words. We have actually already downloaded Alan Wake since we have seen that, and we are working on playing that. You will get that next week. And 3, Mass Effect is in our our timeline of podcasts. To be honest, we're probably going to wait until the Mass Effect Legendary Edition comes out so we can actually get a good podcast on the new effects and the new graphics of the new game. More or less, that's probably what's going to happen. But Mass Effect is one of my absolute favorite games of all time. Guarantee that's going to happen at some given point. But Alan Wake is going to be more than likely next week. Love to see it.
I'm excited as well, especially mystery and survival horror.
Yeah.
Can't wait to be there. I also would like to point out that you bullied Brad into subscribing, so thanks for that.
Hey,
Thanks,
I gotta censor out
Thanks,
his
Brad.
I gotta censor out his whole name because his name is actually his first and last name. I can't dox him on pod. So Brad, thank you for subscribing. Tier 1.
Appreciate you.
Love you, bro. Love to see it. And let's actually move on. Let's get on to the actual game. For the most part, my guess is that when it comes to multiplayer and actually gaming, and when it comes to everything that comes to like playing it competitively, we'll probably pass it on over to Get Your Bread Up. So when it comes to everything else, what do you know about Mortal Kombat, Ross?
Well, I know as much as Johnny Cage does throughout the entire storyline. There's vaguely, it's we're sort of here just to look pretty, but we don't really know anything.
I consider you a Hollywood actor. You have the looks for it.
Oh, thank you. Stop. But no, the Mortal Kombat itself is it's a tournament in which members from different realms compete into, I believe, either control or peace over the realms. So if somebody wins, they could seize that opportunity to take over a realm, things like that. I believe that's pretty much the entire thing of 1 and 2. Mortal Kombat 3 and 4 get a little crazy. I mean, honestly, the whole series is pretty nuts if you think about it.
Yes.
But
Very
that's
gory.
that's kind of what I know about it. It's a tournament where you can select your fighter, and every fighter has, well, the older games, the fighters are real similar, but each of them have their own special abilities. In the newer ones, every fighter has their own fighting style, and you can master a certain style or master one character, which that's what I know about Mortal Kombat. It's nice.
Yeah, so I've been playing Mortal Kombat since I was super young. Probably, to be honest, one of the first games I ever actually got to play. Outside of I guess I started with the Nintendo 64, and I don't think Mortal Kombat was a part of that. But when we got next gen consoles, I think that was one of the first ones that we actually got to play. Extremely brutal, gruesome, horrible, and yeah, what it is Mortal Kombat is essentially a tournament amongst, I think it's 7 realms. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
It's something like that. So it's like 6 or 7 realms actually fight to protect their own realm from, like, they try to win this tournament so that their realm is protected from all the other realms of creating war. So essentially each realm actually sends their own fighter, and the winner of this tournament, their realm is protected from an all-out war for other people to actually come and take over. I could be super wrong on that. Correct me?
The Outworld is like basically all the bad guys, and like Liu Kang and all the good guys basically just had to stop Shao Kahn and all of his people, like Baraka and whatnot, to stop and taking over all the realms basically.
Okay.
I mean, that's probably the best way I could describe it.
Yeah, and essentially it gets a little weird because a lot of these other realms have like fighters that are like super different. Like Baraka has like special claws and fangs or something to be able to
Yeah,
eat.
he's got, yeah.
Go ahead.
He has blades that come out of his basically his forearms that make him a good like distance fighter, I guess you could say, in like the new Mortal Kombat and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he has like a mouth basically just with fangs as teeth. Like every single tooth is just super long, and he's a gruesome character.
And then you have other people from the Outworld like Melina, who like she eats humans. So like when you have someone like, so it's like the Earth realm, that's us right now. So the Earth realm has someone named Johnny Cage or Sonya Blade. Well, these people are just human beings who are actually fighting in like an all-out brawl to the death, that are trying to survive and win to save their own realm, which is Earth itself. So if we lose, essentially, the Earth realm loses, everybody else can just attack Earth, as it's just an all-out war to end Earth, basically, and kill every human being on the planet. Now, most of the Mortal Kombat storylines kind of are that way. Essentially, the way Mortal Kombat kind of did it was they created this storyline so that every year or every other year that they created this story, they just add more to this story, because there's like different characters. Like Shao Kahn is the one who's trying to control everything, but there's Earth Realm fighters, like there's this guy named Liu Kang who's basically a karate champion. Kung Lao
He has a razor hat.
has a razor hat, but I heard, what's going on?
There are 6 realms.
6.
And I was wondering it was the Earth Realm, Outworld, Edenia. That's where Katana,
Yep.
and Jade are from. They're not actually from Earth.
No.
That's it.
It's
Go ahead.
Katana and Jade, and then Melina is actually their sister, but she's like an inbred basically.
She's a
So
clone.
she's a clone. Yeah, good. Yeah, and she's basically like Baraka. She has like fangs for teeth because she's a clone. And I don't know if they got messed up or they purposely did that or what.
They did.
She has a mask over her face all the time. So like Melina's the pink one, but she's a bad girl. And then Jade and Jade and Katana are the good ones, and Katana's like the blue, and Jade's the yellow.
I 100% agree
green,
with
not
Brad here too. Brad says Kung Lao is the man. I love the hat. My favorite character.
I would say my favorite character is definitely Scorpion.
Oh, wow. So basic. Basic white girl right there. You may as well start drinking
Scorpion.
Starbucks
or
over here.
Nightwolf. Scorpion since day one, that's for sure. Scorpion's awesome, but then like Nightwolf definitely became one of my favorites in like Mortal Kombat 9, and then they just released him in the Mortal Kombat 11 game, and that's who I've been really good with.
Well, that's cool. Russ, do you have any opinion?
My favorite is, I guess since day like if we're going to the very first one, it was Sub-Zero, but Reptile, since Mortal Kombat 2 came out, has always been my favorite. His kit was really good in Mortal Kombat 2. I hate they actually made him like a full reptile man. Like he looked okay-ish in I think Mortal Kombat 9, but like the lizard man aspect, I hated. I like the human disguised as a reptile much better. But his kit was really cool in Mortal Kombat 2 because he had the bubble that was fast, slow, and you could also have that range spit. But you pretty much just poke from a distance and then wait for them to make a move, and then you can always bait them out with the bubble.
Yeah. So, my favorite character, and this is an unpopular opinion, is Noob Saibot.
Ooh, also a good one.
He's a good bad guy. I like him.
Yes, exactly. It's odd because in some of the stories, so all of these stories, and I'm going to be honest here, as a podcaster, I probably should have done a lot more research on when it comes down to how these stories work. But when it comes down to it, like, Noob Saibot is sometimes a good character, sometimes a bad. And that's maybe my opinion. I don't actually know, because where it comes to the research part that I'm saying is that I don't actually know, because all of these stories actually can combine together to make one long story that seems like it's almost the same, but it's not, because like sometimes you'll have good characters, sometimes you'll have bad with the same character and whatnot. But Noob Saibot, by far my favorite character. He's not original. He's different from everybody else, and he's so good to play with. And
Technically, he was in the original. He was a secret unlocked character in Mortal Kombat 1.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying he was in all of them. He has actually been a part of every single Mortal Kombat that's been out there. Yet,
Yeah, it's crazy.
He actually started out, as Ross said, he actually started out as a secret character unlock in the original Mortal Kombat that has grown to be a DLC character in all the others, which is more frustrating than anything.
Correction. In Mortal Kombat 1, Reptile was the secret character. In Mortal Kombat 2, Noob Saibot was the secret character.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
That he in the newer ones now, he's actually one of the main. Like I don't think he started out.
He's on the
being,
main
like,
roster now.
But yeah, he's definitely on the main roster now. But I think it's funny going back to like the story and all that kind of stuff. It's weird because now that I think about it, a lot of the characters in the stories have nothing to do with saving the Earth. Like Scorpion and Sub-Zero and Noob Saibot, they basically just have their own feud going on while all this is happening.
Yep.
So like Scorpion's basically just trying to kill Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero's basically trying to tell him that, okay, so backstory on that is Sub-Zero's like whole clan ended up killing Scorpion's entire clan besides Scorpion, including his like family, daughter, whatever it was.
Everybody.
And
Every single person
literally every single person.
except for
Full on.
Scorpion.
Full on Uchiha massacre, if we could just be real with that.
And I actually believe,
Jesus.
at least this happened in the animated movie that just came out recently, like the last year or two. But they actually killed Scorpion, and he went to hell, but then he got out of it, and I think that's how he got all of his like fire powers and like all that kind of stuff, and his spear. And
Shut
then
up, Brad.
Then he came back to life, and then he basically hunted down Sub-Zero and I believe made peace with him. But
Yeah. So, in the animated, did it go over like who was the original instigator for the clan war? Do you know?
Say that again.
In the movie, did it go over who was the actual instigator for the clan war?
I think
Yeah,
he
it
said
was
that
Quan
earlier.
Chi,
It was
yeah.
Quan
Yeah.
Chi.
It was Quan Chi, which is basically mind control. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
He
like
does all
once.
that weird stuff.
Who's Itachi? Brad
It's just an anime.
It's
says
from Naruto,
Itachi
man.
is also the man.
Watch Naruto.
Brad's just dumb.
Yeah, say that's neither of their names. It's Scorpion's name is Hanzo Hasashi. In real, like that's his actual name is from
He
Scorpion.
is literally saying stuff that has nothing to do with Mortal Kombat.
Well, no, because I said
And he's
I said
laughing right now, too.
Uchiha clan wipe, and Itachi Uchiha was. I think I'm mispronouncing that, but
Oh
he
my
was,
god.
he was part of the. Yeah, he was the reason that they like fully just. He was the one that killed every one of the Uchihas in Naruto.
You're the worst.
Spoilers, I guess.
So you brought that up.
Yeah, I brought that up.
And what's up?
I got your back, Brad. I got your
Bihan.
back.
Bihan is Sub-Zero. So it's Bihan is Sub-Zero and
Who became Noob Saibot, and then go ahead with the other one.
and the other one is what was the other one that I just said? I
I
can't
want to say
remember.
it's with a Q
Hanzo
or a K.
Hisashi. Hanzo Hisashi is Scorpion. I can't remember these guys' names because literally, stop
They're
it.
weird. They're very
Brad.
weird names.
Fair enough, dude. Fair enough. I can't sit there and say anything about Naruto. I don't know about our listeners or whatnot, but I don't watch Naruto, so I don't know anything about what you're saying. I'm glad Ross knows at least because I have no idea.
Yeah.
But this is why we have 3 people on here because I don't know everything. This wouldn't be a
even know
good podcast because at least Ross knows what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm a loser with no life. I can figure this out.
Oh, that makes Brad even worse. Anyways,
No.
um,
Just change the episode to Mortal Kombat while roasting Brad.
ain't that the truth? Well, I appreciate Brad for being here. I'll say that.
I appreciate
No
it.
matter what happens, I appreciate you for being here, Brad. You're here live. Not many people come live. It's live on twitch.tv/crispyclaire. Live.
Did you mention it was live?
It's live.
No,
Anyways,
it's live.
moving forward. So this game is one of those story games that it was never really meant to be a online multiplayer game from the start. So a lot of it actually was more lore and gameplay and all of that from the get-go until what? I think Mortal Kombat 10, I want to say. Is that when it started like becoming more of an online gameplay competitive thing?
No,
Oh, yeah.
I think it was 9 actually. I didn't really know about it, but I mean online I think started in Mortal Kombat 9
Okay.
because recently I've been seeing a lot of people that I watch on Mortal Kombat 11 on Twitch and whatnot. They've been like going back to Mortal Kombat 9 because the tournaments were crazy. Like looking back and watching pro players play Mortal Kombat 9 and remembering how I used to play Mortal Kombat 9, it's insane. I'm like, wow, I didn't even know you could do that. Like, I did not even know that was possible back then.
Yeah, and I've never actually been a online person. I've been more of the gameplay of itself. My actual favorite Mortal Kombat out there is Shaolin Monks because you're a third person. You essentially get to start off the entire campaign as a either Liu Kang or Kung Lao, and you're a third person. It's a third person game, like a storyline that goes through just this entire story campaign, and you get to. So it's not like a fighter style game type. It's
No,
not like a 2-dimensional fighter style game type. It's a 3-dimensional like story game, almost like Prince of Persia or something like that, where it's like open
Yeah.
world almost, but it's not.
Exactly.
It's awesome.
Mortal Kombat meets a hack and slash game. Essentially.
Exactly. That's a perfect way to explain it, actually. So it's awesome because, like, essentially Mortal Kombat did so many fighter style games that, like, they switched it up, and I loved that game. Like, you were able to, like, level up your abilities, kill enemies, like, be in third person. You had open world, be able to go up, down, left, right, find stuff. And, oh my god, you have a
The
dog that's
puppy
smiling.
dog. There's another cute puppy dog, but again,
keep
if you're not
going, keep
live, you're
going.
missing it.
You're missing the cute puppy.
So many puppies, so little time.
Also about Shaolin Monks though, once you beat the best part about it, I think, is once you beat the game, you got to unlock Scorpion and Sub-Zero, and you could. If I remember right, you could only play as those 4 characters, but like beating the game, I mean, that game was probably the best. Like, I I don't know if I would say the best, but it'd probably be the top 3 Mortal Kombats in my opinion.
I
'Cause
love
I
it.
mean, I remember I used to play that with you, Chase. I used to play that with Bradley all the time. Like, that game was very fun. It's very like new because everyone just expects a 1v1 2D fighting game, or I
Mm-hmm.
guess in some cases and some of the older Mortal Kombats they change it to 3D.
Yeah, number
But
4
it
they
was
start
always a
doing
1v1
3D.
or maybe even a tag team battle, which was in Mortal Kombat 9, I remember. That was really fun. But that game was awesome.
I agree, man. So that's where my peak of Mortal Kombat actually was created, was Shaolin Monks, because I'm not huge into the fighter style games like this or Tekken or Street Fighter. None of those intrigue me, and I've played all of them. But Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks got me huge into Mortal Kombat, and I loved it because it gets you to know all the characters of Mortal Kombat, but not in the style that Mortal Kombat actually gives you. So if you don't like fighter styles, Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks is the way to go. And there
Oh,
was
yeah.
also, I want to say there was, I could be so wrong about this, but I want to say Mortal Kombat Deception also had a storyline to it that was completely out of line from like fighter style games where it was third person and you could go and like train with other people and try to save the
Yep.
realms and all that. It was awesome. Go ahead.
It was an open world. It's my favorite game of the Mortal Kombat series was Deception. It was
Yeah.
an open world and you got to train with so many different ones to make this, I guess, culmination of different fighting styles all in one person who had like all their special abilities. Some of those trainings you had to like really get down to
Bo
like.
Raicho.
Oh, yeah.
He was
Raicho's
awful.
hilarious. He just drinks, and he farts on you, and he just
But
whoops your ass.
He was
his
one of like the
combination
worst
of training,
characters they introduced.
his
I think
combination of training though
I think
in
he's
Deception
hilarious.
was awful because like he was the one that had like the combination of like 14 different combinations that you had to complete his training. I could
remember
never get that
exactly what
down.
you're talking about.
I
I
could
know exactly what you're talking
Mhm.
about.
and I could never get it down because you just don't understand how hard it is when you have 14 different things to press on your keyboard or mouse or your controller. You have to press all of those in the correct timing, the correct order, and the correct everything just to pass it. And it's so frustrating. But I loved
remember
it.
I used to get stuck on that one, and I always had to have you help. I mean, we ended up getting it after I'm pretty sure days of trying. I mean,
Yeah,
we could not get
yeah.
past that because we used to like share a PS2 or whatever it was.
It was 2, yeah.
And oh my god.
It was so
Yeah.
frustrating because we'd only get like 2 hours of gameplay a day. And it would take us the whole 2 hours to not complete it. We get so frustrated and we're done. Next day.
Yeah.
Next day.
Oh my god, it was so frustrating.
Yeah. No, those were probably the worst part about that game is that stupid training.
Yes.
But
I'm-
the best part was the chess combat.
Yes.
If you didn't play the chess combat, you missed the whole game.
I loved chess
I think
combat.
I-
And that's
I remember what you're talking about.
for everybody, that is not chess it's chess. It's Mortal Kombat created a chess game.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I
It was
It was beautiful.
it was so
I
fun
also
to play.
remember the Mortal Kombat, the race car one.
Motor combat?
Yes,
Hell
dude.
yeah.
Yes. that
Okay,
one
this
was
is
so
this is all you guys. I don't know anything about motor
You don't-
combat.
I don't
You
know
don't
if
remember the
it was
racing game in
I don't
Armageddon?
remember. I don't remember if
No.
it was actually called Motor Combat, but
Yeah, it was a little mini game in Armageddon called Motor Combat. My friends
Yeah,
and I would
dude.
make fun of it all the time.
Dude,
it was
I used to play that all the
motor.
time. It was so fun. It was basically like Mario Kart, but you just get to obliterate people when they're driving a car.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Literally the same exact thing. Like you get little Cyraxes and little Scorpions, and you just drive a little car, just like Mario Kart.
I
But
don't remember that at all. I remember chess combat, but not Mortal Kombat or not
That's what-
motor.
I also remember them having Tetris
My boy Brad gets it. Yes, Tetris was another really good one.
He says, "My boy Brad."
He said he got Mortal Kombat Armageddon.
Yeet.
Um, but no, yeah, the Tetris one was really fun too. My buddy was so good at the Tetris one, so good at it.
Oh, I didn't even notice. Brad actually used my emotes for the first time. You're the first person to use my emotes, Brad. Crispy and straight vibing.
Great vibing.
I just got him approved, so I'm pretty excited. Sorry.
You're good, man. No, but the whole chess for me was just one. Like I said, it was one of my favorite things that I enjoyed about it. Because you didn't really need to be strategic. Each chess piece you had, you just like my best character was always my pawns because I didn't need health with him. I didn't need it. I would just wreck your face with it. It was beautiful.
I loved the chess combat. It was a fun addition to a game where everybody imagines it being a fighter style game, and they just add more stuff to it to be like, you know what? If you don't like fighter style, we have a game for you. You can do Mario Kart racing for Mortal Kombat. You can do chess. You can also play this. You can also play an open world shooter and all that stuff. So, thanks. Thanks, guest speaker. Appreciate that.
Had to resub. I forgot.
Appreciate the resub. No, I really do. To be honest, I really appreciate that. All the support helps.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
But, so I've said it. My favorite is Shaolin Monks just because of the gameplay and stuff. Pie Flavor, Mr. Ross over here. Did you say Deception was yours or?
Deception was my favorite. Yep.
And Get Your Bread Up.
I
What's
would
your
have
favorite?
to say what really got me into the whole Mortal Kombat and like getting into tournaments and stuff like that would be Mortal Kombat X, because I thought I was so good. I remember I had like so in all Mortal Kombat X probably, but it's very
Fair.
hard decision, But that game, that's the first game I started playing online and actually competing against other people, but it was more for fun. And I remember, I think I was like 700 and like 300 online, so I thought I was a straight god. But now that I'm in Mortal Kombat 11, I'm actually like just destroying people. Like I kind of reset my stats, so it's a little cheating. But my and on Xbox, my record is like 2,500 and 1,000, and then on my
2,500 and 1,000 what?
like win-loss.
Okay.
And then
Because you got to imagine that everybody listening has no idea what you're talking about, so we don't know
I
what you're...
you mean. So and then in the new Mortal Kombat also, there are 9 rankings that you can get on ranked, and I do think that I'm like very good in all this, and like Chase says I'm really good and all that, but I always get to the 8th tier, like the 8th best, and I never get to the Elder God. But in the entire world, only like maybe 10 people get to Elder God. So like honestly, I get to the probably
So,
top
like,
50 in the world every single
Jeez.
season.
I would say what you're saying is basically like the people that you're playing against are these top 10 people, and you just lose to them because they're naturally better.
Oh, dude, the people that I've had to play against are literally insane. I've had to face this guy. Okay, so there's tournaments like every week on Mortal Kombat, and like it's literally on like the PlayStation Twitch channel. And there's this guy that I faced right when cross-platform came out for Mortal Kombat 11, and this is back when I was like at my peak. This guy 10-0s me, 10-0, but this guy now, a year later, I'm watching him win every single tournament, being #1. He's a 33-time weekly champ for PlayStation Combat. Like,
What's his name?
his name is The Mighty Unjust. He's a god. I mean, he is so good. It is insane.
Fair enough.
Dang.
Like, I do think I'm pretty good. I used to do tournaments. I have strayed away from being that competitive because I used to break controllers every single week, probably. I've probably been through 10 controllers just in Mortal Kombat.
So you're a PC player on controller?
Yeah. The only reason I
Fair
got
enough.
on PC is because my Xbox doesn't like hooking up to my PC. And
Oh, that's
I figured
fair.
don't
That's
have
why I asked.
I
And
don't have a
so,
spot to put my Xbox.
what other comments do you have, Ross? Sorry.
What?
Bless
Sorry.
you.
Thank you.
What other comments do you have, real quick? Because I think I'm gonna ask him a couple questions for the listeners.
I did have one question I wanted to ask everybody. What's your favorite finisher?
Mine?
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite finisher, dude. In the newest Mortal Kombat. So I'm just thinking.
Are
I'm
you?
just
Can I ask you a
thinking
question?
recent. Yeah, go ahead.
Are you talking about, Ross? Are you talking about favorite finisher character by character, or favorite finisher as in like to finish the entire round out? Because there's
Like a
multiple
fatality?
types. Is it
Yeah, like a
fatality,
fatality.
babalities, brutalities?
Fatality. Or pick any
But-
one, like favorite way just to end the round.
Okay. That's what I was making sure, because I like babalities, but that's just me.
Okay, I'll do one of each. I'll do fatality, babality, and what's it called? Friendships. There's new friendships.
Oh yeah, and there's mercies now, and there's
Yeah,
there's
dude.
everything.
Mercies are just humiliations.
Yeah, they are.
It is, it is.
I've watched
I
Get Your
love it.
Bread Up playing this, and I'll literally be typing in the chat with all of his other people who are watching him because he's so popular in this bullshit.
Oh god.
And I'm sitting there typing up, and I'm just like, mercy them, and he's like, all right, I'll mercy the next person. He'll get like one hit on him and finish this guy, and he mercies him. Like, you're such an asshole. But anyways,
so
I
back
interrupted.
to you, Ross. I love Scorpion. He's one of my favorites. So the first fatality that you get in Mortal Kombat 11, it's literally on the trailer for Mortal Kombat 11. It's he like pushes you away. I think this is if I remember right. He pushes you away. You turn around, do like a 180, so you're not facing Scorpion, and then you spear him in the head. You like decapitate his head, bring it over to you, do a little 360 kick to the head, make the head go fly in the air, and then you go like you say get over here, and I don't know, dude. It's hard
Grab
to
his head and
explain.
bring him in.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain it because it's just so it's nuts. And Bradley, you're not the mighty unjust. You're dog water.
I was gonna wonder how long it took you to see that.
He
I
said-
saw it, but I didn't want to interrupt
He
you.
said you're dog water. Get out of here, Brad.
And then I would have to say my favorite friendship and the new one is probably Noob Saibot or Spawn.
Yeet.
Noob Saibot, he has his two clones. So he can make himself clone, right? And he
Of
makes
course.
him so his two clones go to the left and right of him, and then they have a jump rope, and he just starts doing jump ropes around it and like dancing and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty sick.
I love Noob.
And then for Spawn, he gets his cape and like starts playing like romantic music, and he puts his cape as a hammock, and he lays in the hammock, and he's like reading a book.
I love it.
So it's pretty funny. And then Babalities, I don't really remember Babalities to be honest.
I mean,
remember
they're all
them. I just
pretty
don't
much
remember
the
if it's
same
one.
to be. You create a baby. You just make him a baby, and then they just cry. That's literally
I always
it.
like Sub-Zero's because he pees himself and then freezes the pee and falls on it.
Oh, true.
Yeah, I do remember that actually. I remember Raiden's was something electric, obviously.
Well, Raiden's he becomes a baby and then just shoots lightning from his like fingertips. That's it. So he's just
Yeah.
like, poof. My favorite fatality of all time, I think it's either in Mortal Kombat 10 or 11. I don't remember. It's Sub-Zero, because Sub-Zero turns around, freezes a block of ice of air right above him, takes this like his enemy that's like almost dead, and he just throws him on a block of ice. He just goes, poof, and then he like freezes like and cuts his head off or something like that. And I'm just like, I like that a lot because he just like he's so brutal about it. He just freezes ice. He's like, woof.
Also, talking about Scorpion, not Scorpion, Sub-Zero, one of his fatalities, so I don't know if a lot of you guys know, but his main thing is every fatality that he has in every game, he has at least one fatality that he just rips the spine out of someone.
Yes.
So their little twist on that, on this Mortal Kombat 11, was so he gets like an ice. He like makes an ice wall, like you kind of just said, but he has like spikes on it. So he gets his enemy, flings him on this ice, and his eyeball like comes out. So that's just extra for no reason. And then he goes in the middle of his back and just rips his spine out.
Hmm.
And then he slams it back on the ice, back on the icicle.
It's awesome.
And I'm just like, dude, how many ways can you rip someone's spine out? Like honestly.
23.
That was actually, I used to have a shirt, and that's my favorite fatality was the original, because when I first played, I played the original Mortal Kombat on an arcade, and I remember doing that fatality to someone, and just seeing that, like, him just slowly hold that pixelated
Yeah.
bloody head, and the blood just coming down. I'm like, oh, that is brutal.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that's definitely the fatality that I bet most people know. Like most people know that Sub-Zero takes the spine out. Like that's very memorable. Like
Oh, yeah.
everyone knows that.
It's
Yeah,
true.
it's not something you forget. My other one is I think it's the one you were talking about. He lays like a bed of ice with spikes down, and then he like pretty much like pushes them on there where they fall on the ice, and like they're still like alive and gurgling, and then he like jumps and steps on them to further push them in the ice spikes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I remember that one. Yep.
Like, yeah, if
Um,
you're gonna kill somebody, you might as well do it again.
I also really like Liu Kang's is it Liu Kang? No, it's not Liu Kang. It's Kung Lao. Is that the hat guy? That's the hat
Yep.
guy.
Razor hat guy.
Yeah, when he throws his hat on the ground, but it continues to spin like a saw blade, and he'll pull his enemy in and like shove his head into this saw blade hat and just and then he'll pull the head all the way through the hat and rip him just like a lumberyard wood with wood. It just rips his entire body in half, like
Yeah.
completely in half. And
I
this game
remember
is as
that.
brutal as it gets. Like that's spoiler alert. Mortal Kombat's brutal AF.
So you're telling me it's rated M?
It's it's rated T
You're gonna
for
need your
it's
mom
rated
to
T
go
for
get it.
it's rated T
Right,
for
yeah.
teen. 13 and
No,
over.
they actually tried making one of them rated T. And
I
it
know.
was trash.
Oh yeah. I believe
It's not the same when it's not gory. Like that's why people get Mortal Kombat because they love the gore. Like
Yep.
All
that's
right.
what it is.
So we did that. Ross, what else do you got?
That was my big question that I wanted to ask.
Fantastic. So for now, we're putting the spotlight on Get Your Bread Up, boy.
Yeah.
All right, man. So this is just going to be hot shot questions. Nothing crazy. Just like, I want to ask, how did you get into competitive Mortal Kombat? Like,
Dude, I don't know.
I should clarify. Obviously, you signed up on a website, whatever that is. What led you to enjoying Mortal Kombat to the point where you got so good at it to compete?
Dude, okay, so obviously when we were kids, like we've been saying this whole time, we used to play this together. I've always loved it. And like let's just back when we used to go to like Pizza Street and all that kind of stuff, you know I used to play that Street Fighter game on the arcade all the time. I mean, I've always loved fighting games. Every single like all of them, even if I wasn't good at them. I love all fighting games. Mortal Kombat's just the best cuz the gore, the story, it's probably the only game that I have ever truly loved the story mode. Like it's my favorite story mode. And I started really trying to get into it, Mortal Kombat X, but I mean, I just raged too much, so I didn't really get too far into it, and I really didn't even know that there was competitions like that back then. And then I randomly ran into this guy one day online in Mortal Kombat 11, and we became friends, kinda, and then we were just always fighting each other. And he actually ended up telling me that this guy was doing an Xbox tournament. And I was like, dude, that'd be kind of fun. And then um, me and him actually joined it together. And next thing you know, I became friends with a couple people that I actually ended up fighting in the tournament. The first tournament I did terrible. I think I literally lost first match. And then I think I actually won the next one because it's a double elimination and like all the tournaments basically, almost all the tournaments. So like I lost one, and then I won one, and then I lost one. So I did not get far. And then the next time, I mean, me and my friend were just talking, and I was like, dude, that was so fun. I'm gonna start doing those more. So I messaged the guy who always did it. I mean, who actually hosted it, and he said he does it like every Tuesday or whatever. And I was like, dude, I'm gonna try it out. I mean, I might not win, but who cares, you know? It's just for fun. You gotta
Right.
face the best to be the best. And I've always just wanted to be the best at this game. I don't know why. It's just my favorite game of all time. I mean, it's just a fantastic, fun game. And I love the 1v1 aspect where you don't have to rely on teammates. If you if you lose, it's your fault. Like whether you like it or not, which I don't like it sometimes, but you just got to realize that it's your fault. But yeah, I just really wanted to be the best, and I know if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. So I never did end up winning one of the tournaments, but I did end up getting in like the top 8 one time. And I mean, there's 100 people or something like that who join, you know.
Damn.
So I mean, top eight's pretty good in my opinion.
Yeah.
For sure, man. Um, so you said that, let's say, so you said the first tournament you lost in the first round.
Yeah.
So what made you continue the mentality of I can still do better? Because a lot of people shut down when that something like that happens. Like they just say, okay, I'm obviously not good enough for what's happening here. What made you continue?
So I remember I saw there, I mean, when you play online for so long, you end up recognizing people's names that you know, oh my God, this guy's good. But I am able to beat them. Like, not every time, but like, I'm able to beat some of these big guys that people know. And just because I lost once, because I can't explain to you the nerves that I got every single time I got into a tournament. I mean, I'd be like shaking, my heart would be just pumping so fast. It literally feels like you're on the edge of a cliff or something, like you're about to die, which sounds a little extreme, but like I was shaking in my boots. I don't know why. Not like no one knows my name. No one's counting on me to win. It's just like when I'm in these tournaments, I'm like, okay, I know these guys are good, but you just got the jitters, which is, but
Is
like
it is
there's
it like the jitters you get like when you're like top 3 in like a BR game and you're like wanting to win?
exactly,
That
exactly, but probably worse.
makes
Like
sense.
you're top two and it's 1v5
Whew.
and you gotta win. That's what it feels like on the dot. But but I know like there's people that I face normally, like just in a normal online match on a normal day that I would beat, but then they would be joining the tournaments and then I would like end up losing to someone who's worse than them. Like I've faced them before and I beat them, but for some reason I just choke. So basically you just got to keep playing those tournaments to get the nerves out of the way and just get used to the feeling. Especially cuz I was on stream I was on actually their stream like live one time cuz not every single match is live, but they usually do people who are like if they know you as a player, they will make sure to get your match on their stream and like commentate it. So they knew this guy named Clutch Jitsu who he was pretty good, obviously. I ended up losing to him 3-2. I was actually up 2-0 though, and then just the nerves got to me and then he ended up just slowly beating me, but every single game was insane. Like I remember that because I was just like, wow, I just can't believe there was 200 people or something like that watching me at the time, like live, actually live, and it was super fun. Like even though I lost, I mean, I was just like, wow, that was still super fun. Like people actually got to see some of my skills when I was doing good at the beginning. I just kind of choked.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Not in any aspect where you are, but that's usually how I'm feeling. Like anytime I'm having to do any BRs, these guys drag me into, because it's really cool when you get to like sometimes my friends will stream, and then they'll get to see like I'm in the spotlight because I'm the last one left, and I'm just like, oh, people are watching me.
Yes,
Yep,
they're
yeah,
always
dude.
watching you.
I hate it.
They're always
Hate it.
making sure that
Yes.
you clutch it, because if you don't clutch it, you're worthless.
Yeah,
I am
literally.
worthless.
Like, okay, you guys are dead, but I
Yeah,
guess I have
right.
to clutch. If I don't clutch, then I'm the worst one.
Yeah, exactly. That's
That
exact.
is. That's
If
why I
you
make sure I die first. Why do
if
you
you
think I go
can't
down first all the time?
if you can't clutch a 1v3, you suck.
Yep, there it is. That's the mentality.
So you've competed in all these tournaments. You've you've pushed your way through the ranks. You've practiced this. You've done everything you can in your free time to make sure that you're the best at Mortal Kombat and stuff like that. You've played Mortal Kombat 1 through 11 now, or 1 through 11 and then some, whatever they named all these in between. What exactly, like, okay, so I'll ask this. Between all of the games, you're now competing with Mortal Kombat 11, right?
Yes.
Who is your favorite character to use and why?
In Mortal Kombat 11, I use Nightwolf. It's kind of weird to explain though. It's just you play with a character and you just have that it just clicks. All of his moves just click. You understand him on day 1 when he comes out cuz he was a DLC character and like within the first 30 minutes, I mean, I was just doing the hardest combos that you can do with him. I mean, and some characters you just can't like you just can't do it. You just can't do it with every single character. Like I'm in this Mortal Kombat 11, my best person is Nightwolf for sure. But then I have like 4 other characters that I use, and then all the other characters, I mean, it just doesn't click with me for some reason. It's just my win loss with Nightwolf is probably about a 2 to 3 win loss,
Damn.
and with my other 3 characters, it's probably about a 2, and then all the other characters, it's like a 1. Just like for some reason, some characters just don't click, and some do. That's basically all I have to say to it. But actually, my favorite character to play in Mortal Kombat X, it's the same explanation. It just kind of clicks, but it was Jason Voorhees. He was a very fun character.
He was my favorite too. I loved him so much.
Why,
Yeah, he was
Ross?
awesome.
I'm a huge Jason Voorhees fan to begin with, but it
Oh,
was
is
kind of
it
like one of
like
those
the
things.
shirt you're wearing right now?
No, this is Michael Myers.
Oh, dang.
But yeah, I have the complete Friday the 13th collection DVD set and everything. So like, I love Friday the 13th. Um, and when he came out on DC, but they made him like exactly how he is, just brutal. Like one of his like little classes was like relentless. That's
Yeah,
100% how he is in like the movies too. Like this guy just won't stay down.
yeah, yeah. One of his moves was once his whole life bar was done, so like a normal person would die, he would literally come back to life with like 20% health or something like that, just
Yeah,
because he
as long
wouldn't
as he
die.
had like his super meter, he would
They
come
made
back.
him perfectly, dude. They made him perfectly.
It's pretty cool.
True. I
So,
also love
oh,
the
go ahead.
music because when he would come back to life, you'd hear the dee 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 dee.
Yep.
The scary movie music.
Yep.
Um, so when you're competing out there against, of course, the best of the best, you already said you're nervous, right?
Yeah.
So how do you overcome this nervousness to become, let's say you said top 8? So you're competing bracket by bracket. What helps you overcome these nerves game by game to help you actually beat the other person who has no nerves whatsoever?
Oh, well, first of all, I guarantee you that the other one has nerves, unless they've done it a lot, which I'm sure they have. I actually remember the person I faced did do it a lot. But honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. Each game I had more nerves. It was just the clutch factor that I had to really focus on. Like the games that I won, I just clutched it out and ended up being better. You just gotta kind of shut it off for a second and then just come. I don't really know how to explain it. It's just my can't think of the word. The nervousness did not go away. That's all I want to know. Like
Mm.
I have competed in quite a few tournaments, but I feel like I'm gonna have to compete in hundreds probably to actually get away from the nervousness.
Or it becomes just like a normal part of your life. Like, I'm in this tournament.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
there's people that I watch who join three three tournaments a week. Like that's probably, and I guarantee you, there's like, I don't care.
Yeah, it
If I
just
lose, I
becomes more
lose.
of
If I
your
win, I
natural
win.
play life. Like it's like you just joining an online game at your own house at that point because
Exactly.
you're doing it so often. It's just normal.
Yes, exactly. Which I'm definitely not at that level yet, but I actually have not competed in a while. But I actually did just find a new PC tournament because no one gives love to the PC and Xbox Mortal Kombat community. It's always PlayStation every single tournament.
Well, it's because Mortal Kombat, the owners of Mortal Kombat, are sponsored by Sony.
I did not know that, but still,
Yeah.
it's it's
Yeah,
it's usually not really
so they have big
like,
tournaments with Sony rather than all of them
oh yeah,
combined.
dude, like they have weekly tournaments on the PlayStation Twitch channel, and it's like $500, uh, $500 prize pool. So like first place gets like 350, second's like 100, and third it's $50 or something. It's something like that. I'm not 100% sure on the money, but it's around there. And it's every week, so
Yeah.
like I'm literally gonna watch one tonight because I think they have one on Sundays and Tuesdays. I usually watch. I literally guarantee you, I've probably watched more Mortal Kombat streams and tournaments and gameplay than I've actually played the game. I probably watch
In your homework.
5-hour Twitch streams, usually not live, but I'll watch those at night every single night just to go to bed until I'm tired. Because I know all of the competitors now. I know who's the best, like who's probably gonna win, and like I love the new Twitch thing where you can actually bet on who's gonna win and like bet on what's gonna happen, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because they do that on their you got to do it live, but you know, it's fun.
That's pretty cool.
It is fun.
Um,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out now. I'm kind of interested.
I was telling actually I was telling my dad about how much I watch Mortal Kombat, and he's like, "How do you do that?" I'm like, "Mortal Kombat is just another sport to me. Like, I mean, it's seriously
Mhm.
like watching a basketball game or a football game. It's just what I love and enjoy, you know."
Honestly, I do
No.
that sometimes. I hop on Twitch and go to the esports like tab and just watch like some esports stuff and just see what people are doing like and see what's
Exactly.
going on. Like it's sometimes it's Super Smash Bros, sometimes it's Dota, sometimes it's something else. But Mortal
Yeah,
Kombat's pretty cool too.
and the reason I watch it also is, I mean, you learn a lot. A lot. I mean, a ton when you watch these pro players. You're like, oh my god, I didn't even know you could do that. Oh my god, I didn't
Yeah.
even know you could block that. How do I do this? Oh, he just did it. Thanks. I mean, I've learned so much just by watching these pro players, and I've incorporated that into my game. And I mean, I'm so much better just from that.
Yep. Well,
Hmm.
I don't think I have any more questions. Ross, do you have anything else?
I'm tapped out on questions, my guy.
I forgot
Any?
my Mortal Kombat tank today too. I don't
Dang.
know where it is.
Oh, I was like, are you trying to show off your your tank top?
Swag.
It's Nike.
Mortal Kombat swag.
Now,
Dr. Cloud over here says, "What's up, everybody? Hey, thanks for joining in, Dr. Cloud. I appreciate you stopping by. We're actually just finishing up the podcast, man. We've been going on for almost an hour, or actually an hour now. Just finished up this great interview with here. Get your bread up, boy. And we're about to finish up here. Any final comments, Ross?
I just appreciate everyone that did come out. Thank you, Dr. Cloud, for coming out. Appreciate Get Your Bread Up Boy for the stellar interview. We appreciate it so much.
yes,
And
thank you guys.
yeah, other than that, that was about it.
My final comments here. We still have a little bit more to do left on the actual podcast itself, so we're not quite done, but I will say I appreciate Get Your Bread Up Boy here for actually joining in and doing this again, a stellar interview with us. Appreciate you giving your input on the competitive scene into Mortal Kombat and letting the listeners understand exactly how the competitive scene works in a fighter game and Mortal Kombat itself. Giving your full on opinion as to Mortal Kombat itself, since you know a lot about it. And we appreciate you joining on here and being open and free to being able to make it here today with us.
Yes.
What are your final comments, sir?
I do want to thank you guys for having me on the podcast. I have been watching and liking as much as I can and tuning into you guys live, so it's very fun. And I've been waiting for this podcast. I thought it was going to be a lot later than it is because you always said that you've had so many episodes planned already, so I'm happy that it came this early.
Yeah.
When you asked me to be on here earlier, I was stoked. I've been ready all day for this. But yeah, if there's anyone listening and they actually want to see me play Mortal Kombat live, I don't go live all the time, but I go live on my channel, which is Get Your Bread Up.
We'll plug you in the show notes too.
Okay, yeah.
But
So,
Which
plug
they
yourself.
do want to watch you.
but-
They 100% want to watch you.
I was
know
like,
that
still
you
plug
wanna watch
yourself,
it.
but
yeah, I might shoot, might not play today, but I'll probably end up playing tomorrow because all this has got me hyped to play something.
Good.
But yeah, it's fun. It's a fun time.
Brad
But-
Brad over here says Dragon Ball Z podcast. We might get into that actually, Brad. I've played a lot of Dragon Ball Z games, to be honest.
Budokai Tenkaichi 3, let's do it.
Hey, Dr. Cloud over here watching on YouTube instead of Twitch. Man, that's some
Hey, thank you for that.
appreciate it, bud. Like to see the cross-platform streaming actually working here. Love to see it, bro. I appreciate you joining in, but anyways, on a separate note here, we'll finish this off. I don't know how often you actually have listened to this, Get Your Bread Up, but at the end of every podcast, we do actually rate the series on a scale of 1 to 10, of course, being how much you enjoy the game, how much you think the game has been prepared and created by both the developers and the publishers, and give it a numerical standpoint as to how much you physically enjoy the game. So I'll start just to help you out here. On a scale of 1 to 10, I say Mortal Kombat is a solid 8 to me. I do think there's a lot of improvement that it has based off the storyline and how they incorporate all of the characters inside of each individual storyline. They do a great job, but at the same time, all of them seem extremely repetitive. I do enjoy the little minor tweaks that they had inside of like Deception and Shaolin Monks, where it's like third-person open world kind of scenario, but at the same time, a fighter game is very hard to actually create a story out of because a fighter game is more of a two-dimensional 1v1 kind of thing.
Mhm.
So when it comes to that, it's very difficult, and they did a great job at it, but I think that there's a more improvement, more characters that can be developed, and all they're doing at this point is bringing in other characters from like other scary movie things like Predator and Jason Voorhees and all that. They're bringing in random stuff.
Not even just that. We're not gonna not discuss Terminator or Rambo.
Okay, yeah, they're bringing in such random people at this point where it's like, what are you doing?
I'm just waiting
okay.
for the next DLC. Dr. Phil. Oprah.
Yeah, for
Oh,
real.
God, if that happened, I'm done playing.
Yeah, I'm
So
done.
realistically, I say it's an 8 because I'm getting a little irritated at the fact of how much they're actually bringing into this game to the point where it's like you guys are getting overzealous and overwhelming as to why I'm playing this game. But that's just me. I'll let Ross go next, and then we'll let Cooper.
Sounds good. For me, it's a solid like 7. I'm not a big fighting game fan. They're hard for me to get into, and it's completely biased. I'm not good at fighting games. But I still enjoy Mortal Kombat for like the story. I still enjoy like the mini games. I enjoy being able to beat a bot. That's kind of nice sometimes. I love how gory the fatalities are and how more in depth they become. Like I mentioned, like I said, we went from pixelated spines to like piercing someone through an ice spear or throwing them on a bed of ice spikes. Like it's come a long way, and it's really cool to see those things. And it's nice to like grow up with a series that's still really popular. I just wish I was better at it, but that's my personal thing is 7 out of 10. Even if I'm bad at the game, it's still super fun to play. That's my rating.
Fantastic. And get your bread up, boy.
I think we all know what I'm gonna say.
Yep.
Is this your 10 out of 10?
Definitely a 10 out of 10 for me. It's my favorite game of all time. It's hard for me to pick which game is my favorite, just the whole series. The only thing that I would have to say
You don't have to give it
is,
a negativity. If it's 10 out of 10, it seems perfect to you.
yeah, it's perfect. I was just gonna say, like, I see. I'm like kind of the opposite of what you said, Chase. I like how they bring in like the Terminator. People get you guys have no idea. People get so hyped when they hear Terminators come into the game. Rambo, Spawn, like people love that stuff.
Spawn was hype. I was
Dude,
so thrilled when I saw
like
Spawn.
Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, Alien, everyone was Predator. Everyone was so hype about that stuff. And then like also when they bring in like the old characters that I didn't even know, like Fujin came to this new Mortal Kombat 11,
Hmm.
and
See,
I didn't even know who he was, and then I realized he was an old character from the old games. Just everything about the game, the progress that they've made from Mortal Kombat 1, trying out the 3D version. I'm glad that they didn't end up staying with 3D because I don't think I would like it.
Hmm.
But just the 1v1 aspect, the just fatalities, the brutalities, the babalities, the stage fatalities, the mercies, the friendships, everything that they put into this game is just fantastic. And I don't know if you guys know this, but when a certain amount of people tell everyone or tell the people who actually make the game, like NetherRealm Studios, when they tell them like this needs to be fixed or add this to the game, they do their best to put it
Respond.
into the game. Yeah, they
Mhm.
they love making people happy. Like Call of Duty, they don't do that. They don't care.
No, yeah,
no.
their
I mean,
response time is minimum.
Now, I will
yeah,
say real
it's
quick,
terrible.
Praying Mantis Princess, thank you so much for the 6-person raid. I really appreciate that. That is
Yeah, we
awesome.
appreciate that.
I
Thank you.
really appreciate
is
you
awesome.
pulling those people in. We're just finishing up this interview with Get Your Bread Up Boy to go over Mortal Kombat itself, and he's going over his final opinions on the actual game itself and the franchise itself. And continue. You're saying NetherRealm Studios it cares about their people.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Was I talking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
You were saying NetherRealm Studios actually cares about their people rather than Activision and stuff.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, just the way that they respond to their audience, man, it's just insane. And you just know that they love the people that play their games, and like they really want to make everybody happy. They try to make everybody happy as much as possible, and they actually don't know if they're gonna make a Mortal Kombat 11 yet. I mean 12, or if they're going to make another Injustice. I think that's what they're deciding right now, because it's been about 2 years since Mortal Kombat 11 came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has.
It probably should be another Injustice because that's another super popular one too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
I just
that's fun.
see my opinion on the entire subject itself is the fact that like I like when Mortal Kombat creates their new characters themselves rather than bring other characters in. Like Kotal Khan never existed until recently.
Mhm.
Yes.
People like that, like they create their own characters and they can actually be super successful. I hate that Terminator is in there or Rambo or
Yeah.
Predator or Alien or Jason Voorhees. I hate that, dude. They don't
No,
need
that
to
makes
bring in
sense.
other people to make their game successful because people like their game as already is. Like they don't need to create more chaos amongst this with other studios. They don't need to be paying other studios for the rights to this.
I can
They
see
already
the
have
hype
successful.
though.
Well,
I
they
mean,
create amazing hype, and this is just my opinion, 100% my
right.
opinion. This is why I give it an 8 out of 10 because 100% it gives people hype. You enjoy Spawn, it got you hype, and you don't even play the game. He
Right.
likes Terminator. He likes Jason Voorhees. He likes all these other people who they play against, and I just don't care for that because it's not Mortal Kombat to me anymore. To me,
Sorry,
when
sorry
they
to
do that.
interrupt. That is 100% love your dog is looking at you with right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm maximizing you on the screen.
Yes, get the puppy love up there more. It
Puppy.
needs to be up there more.
What's your puppy's
Yeah.
name?
Blue.
Blue.
Oh,
Hello, Blue.
Blue, I will kill your enemies. Just name them.
Oh, this is the dog that
Everybody
ran.
follow and subscribe.
Yeah,
Yep,
like,
yep.
follow, and
Blue-
subscribe.
Eat you.
This is the
I eat
dog
you.
that that we talked about on episode like 1, I think, that she ran away for 7 days, and we all like tried to find him and everything. She ran away for 7 full days, and we couldn't find him, and she walked, what was it, 9,
walked
10 miles or something?
10
And
miles.
the chat
and
goes
she was-
crazy for Blue.
The chat goes crazy for Blue.
Dog
Everyone,
shame. Hey, everyone remember, following is free. Following is free.
Yo, bring me Titus.
oh, I don't have my dogs. My dogs will growl at me if I try to grab them.
Bailey, come here. Oh,
Oh,
Bailey.
Princess over here is saying 1,000 loves Blue.
Yes.
I love it, yeah.
Here's my little baby.
Oh,
Yes.
we're maximizing Ross now.
Hold on.
Oh yes, this is Titus.
This is tight.
He is. Oh Titus. What's
Again, you all gotta watch this live to actually see the dogs.
Come here.
Yes.
Without
yes, see the
without
dogs
watching live, you guys are just wondering.
Oh,
all the listeners are wondering what the hell's going on.
Come here.
We're showing all the dogs.
Yeah.
All the dogs.
Yeah. This is Bailey.
For someone
This
who
is Blue.
competes in such a brutal game, you really love your dogs.
I love them.
We can get a little cat love in here. Here's my monster. Kitty.
Oh dang!
He's a big old kid.
Praying Mantis Princess, thank you for the 1,000 bits. I
Oh, thank you
appreciate
so
I
much.
appreciate you a lot. Now we're gonna
that's
maximize Ross again for all the cat love. For all you
Hey,
cat
okay.
lovers.
Thank you, princess.
Come here.
Oh, now he's getting angry. Are you getting angry? No.
Bailey, you're good. Good one. All right. Speak. Speak. Speak.
They say
Big
Dr.
cat.
Cloud's over here, we like kitties too.
Oh, she's not.
Don't make your dog bark into the mic. That's gonna be so loud for everybody. Yeah. The very end of this.
So now you'll have to change the title: Mortal Kombat and Puppies and Kitties.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? with some pet love.
Back to Mortal Kombat though. Talking about new characters though, they actually in Mortal Kombat X, I don't remember how many, but they definitely added at least 3 at least new characters. And then in this one, Mortal Kombat 11, they actually added 2 at least new characters off the top of my head. Geras and Cetrion. They're like, Geras is a time god, like he can stop time, and then Cetrion is like the nature goddess.
Oh,
They're very good.
Yeah, that's right. Geras looked really fun.
Geras,
I still
yeah.
haven't gotten to play it yet. I still
He's
need to
terrible.
play it.
I hate playing with Garrus, man.
Dude,
Oh, is he?
I'm telling you, Ross, even if you don't do multiplayer, the story mode is so good. Just rent it. You don't even have to buy it. Just rent it for a week.
I bet it's on
Boom.
the Pass. I wonder if it's on Xbox Pass.
One of them is on Game Pass for sure.
Yeah, I'm
Very
sure one of
fun.
them is.
I'm actually
Maybe not.
really mad because the Combat Pack 2 that came out with a second storyline, and I got to the 5th out of 6th chapter of it, and it didn't let me go past the 5th chapter. It like the story would stop and just not continue. I would have to like
Oh, that's
restart
so
my
frustrating.
yeah. Oh, dude, I still haven't finished it. It makes me so mad. It makes me so mad because I love the story mode and it was so good. But
Well,
17 viewers, man.
I know, man. People love it, man. People love seeing passion into a game, and they also love seeing dogs and cats. But
Dogs and cats mostly. Yes.
yeah, dogs and cats. Anyways, we will wrap this up. We all gave our official opinion as to what the games are. We really, really, really appreciate you being free for us, Cooper, aka Get Your Bread Up. I'll give you one more chance to be able to plug yourself on any social media that you have, so go ahead when you are free.
Okay, I actually have a Twitch, which is just Get Your Bread Up Boy. I also have a YouTube, which is the same thing. I'm actually wanting to start putting more videos on my YouTube because I'm very lazy about that. And then I actually just made some social media accounts that I literally have 0 followers or anything on. I mean, I just made them on Twitter and Instagram, I believe. I don't think I've gotten to Facebook yet, but yeah, I stream Mortal Kombat. Not every day, but it's where I get the chance to. I stream that. I mean, I stream Apex, I stream Warzone, but Mortal Kombat is definitely the game that I am the best at, and I am like, it's a good time. It's a fun time. I love talking to my chat too. So
Awesome.
Awesome. And before I continue, also, we're about to finish up, but I will say, Mean Bean, thank you so much for the sub there. You say you've been subscribed. It does say you've been subscribed for 4 months in a row, so it was just, I guess the time came up and you had subbed again. So I really appreciate that as well. I don't think there's much else to say on this subject. Ross, do you have anything else?
No, but if you need to, you can find me. I'm at Twitter at pflavor or Twitch at pieflavor, Pieflavah.
Fantastic.
That's about it. Yeah.
Cool.
Plug.
Well, thank you for everybody who stopped by live on the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/crispyclaire. Dr. Cloud, Brad, Praying Mantis Princess.
Yes, thank you so much, Princess.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Praying
Mean
Mantis.
Bean, get your bread up. I really appreciate you stopping in for
Hey,
this
she
interview,
just
man.
subscribed too.
And-
Thank you, Princess.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
Princess
you're
over
getting
here
all the
with the
love.
tier 1 sub, I really appreciate it. Love to
Oh,
see
love
it.
that,
Oh,
man.
with the Prime. Thank you for using your Prime on me. I really appreciate it. You're
Yeah, we
awesome.
appreciate
Thank you so much for stopping by.
that. Best raid ever. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Ain't that the truth? Everybody go follow her.
Go follow her.
Praying.
I'm gonna
I
follow
think,
her.
I think Praying Mantis wanted some more dog love, huh?
There you go.
I
Here,
think
I'll
she
I'll
did.
put
Give
you
her
on there
more
while I
blue
finish
belly.
this up.
Hi.
Praying_mantis_princess. Go follow her. She streams a lot of Verdansk out there. I know all of you know what Verdansk is. Don't make me say Call of Duty. And a lot of other varieties. She's awesome. She's fun. She loves the chat. She loves everything that comes with it. So go follow her for sure. Praying_mantis_princess. I've been following her for a couple months now. I've subbed to her and everything. She's amazing with the community. Also in the chat, follow the Discord. I'll put it in the Discord. I'll put it in the chat, and then I'll also put it in the show notes. Join the Discord, and we have a lot of fun in there. We have a blast being able to go over all the games. What we pride ourselves on is that we actually don't just talk about Call of Duty. We don't just talk about Apex or anything like that. We love to discuss other games out there that everybody else either knows, loves, or wants to play. Next week is going to be Alan Wake because of a suggestion that we got on Apple reviews. So with that, give us a 5-star review. Give us a 5-star rating. And if you write a review, we will read this live on podcast today. And or on podcast, not today. We will read it next time. And we will read it live, and we will actually take your game recommendation into hand and try to get a review on there as soon as we can. We have Alan Wake downloaded for next week. That should be our plan. And we are good on that because of a review that we got from the Dorkfish.
Yes, I'm super excited for that game as well.
I am super stoked because he gave a pretty good quick review, and I'm glad to give an hour review on what's going to happen with it. So that's my week planned out. Yesum12, thank you so much for that sub as well. I really
Thank you.
appreciate you. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this interview. Please join the Discord and give us your feedback. Give us what you liked about the interview, what you disliked. Help us out with what we need to know. And of course, again, follow me on any social media, Crispy Claire. Follow Ross at Pieflavah. And follow Cooper here at Get Your Bread Up Boy. Anything else, guys?
No, that's it. You guys, so much love in the chat. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Much love.
Fantastic.
Yeah, this is my first podcast I've ever done. And it was very fun, so thank you for letting me be on here.
Yeah, no problem. And of course, for everybody who's watching, I'm going to continue streaming more than likely. I'll probably go play something like Apex or something like that. And thank you all for joining live. And for all you listeners out there on any of your favorite podcast apps, thank you for listening. Peace.
Peace.
Peace out.
That was a good one, guys.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. I was feeling
Did I
good
do
about that
good?
one. You did
Yeah,
good. We're
you
super
did good,
proud of
man. You answered where you needed to answer. You did awesome. People liked it.
I definitely had a few. I was like, I can't think of the word. It happened more towards the end. I think I was going a little brain dead.
It happens, man. You're not going to know everything that comes towards your way, so.
That was fun. I've been waiting for that, dude. That was awesome.
Yeah, it's fun to do a podcast, isn't it?
Especially when like I just know the game so well that I was just,
Mm-hmm.
that was fun.
No, yeah, took up a good chunk of our content. We appreciate it so much.
Yeah, man. And you being so flexible.
Oh, dude, I've literally been doing
Thank
nothing
you,
all day.
Joe. Appreciate you.
Thanks.
I played Apex since you got off earlier all day.
Oh, yeah.
No breaks.
Jesus,
Been doing
dude. I
nothing.
got off at like 1 o'clock.
I know, me and Bradley have been playing literally all day. I've had nothing to do all day long. So
Well, I'm gonna get. Lindley just got home, so I'm gonna go talk to her real quick and see what she's
Yeah.
up to. But I'm probably gonna keep playing like Apex or something. So,
alright.
but I'm not gonna stay on till midnight or 1. But I'll play for a bit.
I may as well, but I'm gonna go see what's up with Abby. So I'll be back in a little bit.
Okay.
I will not be back,
Yeah.
but I'll catch you guys later.
Yeah.
All right,
See ya.
bro. I'll
Thanks,
see you
Ross.
later.
Peace.